Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey y'all. Welcome back to SunshinehazeCo. I'm Aja A. As you see me on your screen, you probably think it's time for a moon video, but this is actually part of my retrograde series, and I wanted to get this video up months ago. This is the video for the Pisces Neptune retrograde. This retrograde actually started back in June, on June 21st. It is ending next month in November, on November 27th, so you know, what better time to put up the video on it than now? Sorry, y'all. So the Neptune retrograde has been going on for a period of about 5 months, and what is interesting about this one is that Neptune is at home in the sign of Pisces, so it's a major energy, and I'm going to talk a lot about that a little bit coming up in this video. It's going to be in the sign of Pisces until 2025. So I'll touch a little bit on what that means in a couple of minutes. So like I said, it started back in June, 4 months ago, on June 21st. It's going to be ending next month on Wednesday, November 27th. So briefly, to talk a little bit about Neptune. Neptune governs the higher mind and spirituality and psychism. And Pisces, if you know anything about astrology, Pisces is the sign associated with spirituality and psychism. It's the fish with the two tails tied together, swimming in different directions. Pisces is associated with intuition, creativity, also spirituality, emotions, and passion and love, things of that sort. So, excuse me, those are the energies we'll be dealing with, or that we have been dealing with during this Neptunian retrograde period. If you've seen my retrograde videos, you know that I consider the retrograde periods a time to reflect and correct. And with this being the Neptune retrograde in the sign of Pisces, this retrograde is all about reflecting on our personal growth, our spiritual growth, and our energetic growth, and also correcting, so to speak, in regards to our ascension in all of those aspects. Briefly speaking about the spirituality and our psychic gifts, our psychism during this retrograde period, we're definitely going to be looking at where we've been stifled in regards to our spiritual growth, where we've kind of been, you know, held down. A lot of us maybe, or have been during, you know, these past few months, been thinking about, you know, religion, or kind of reconsidering our religious or our spiritual beliefs. Some of you may have been just kind of visiting back to your childhood, where, you know, you might have been forced or dragged to church every Sunday, or how you maybe weren't and how you maybe wish you would have been. And then kind of for me, for an example, is you might have been feeling a little bit of a disconnect with your spirituality, not necessarily in the terms that you're not practicing or that you're not doing things or working on your spiritual growth, but not feeling, you know, that spark, that connect there. So that all can be attributed to this Neptune retrograde period, this retrograde energy, okay? And in regards to the correct aspect of that, with the spirituality thing coming in, our spiritual growth coming in, we'll definitely be looking at, or starting to look at, how we can get that connection sparked again, how we can, you know, start to feel like we are in alignment with our own spiritual beliefs and our own spirituality. And that is something that's going to be and has been coming up for us over these past few months, and coming up for us over the next month. And if you haven't been feeling this energy too intensely, just keep in mind that Neptune is considered a social planet, an outer planet, so it affects us more on a subconscious level. These are not things that you may or may not really see in the physical, but understand that they are at work and they are at play here, okay? Also, with this being Pisces, we're going to be looking at our emotional process and how we're communicating our emotions. Definitely, I wouldn't be surprised if some of us have been a little impulsive emotionally over the past few months. And then right after looking at, well, dang, I did not need to react like that. I could have said this, or I could have waited, or I could have handled this in a completely different way. Big Neptune Piscean retrograde energy there. Okay. definitely feeling a lot of contradiction between our emotional investments and our emotional growth. So some of us may be attached to certain things, but really on a spiritual level be moving forward and moving out of those aspects, especially if they're karmic. And keep in mind, when you stay in karmic shit, that's when the shit starts to hit the fan. But you know, your emotional investments, your heart, your energy, your time is placed here, but you're growing and you're being placed here. And so there may be a lot of contradictory energy, or may have been a lot of contradictory energy coming up for us over the past few months in regards to how we're growing, how we're progressing, how we're ascending in our day-to-day, and how we're kind of being held back by how things used to be for us. Understand, as you grow, something that you might have been into 2-3 years ago, even last month, may not resonate with you in the least today, tomorrow, the next month, and the next year. So you just kind of have to go with the flow. This is water. You have to roll with the currents and understand that life will lead you to where you need to be. Okay? And then also I wanted to talk a little bit about the love aspect and the passionate aspect of Pisces with this Neptune retrograde. One of the most important things I think coming up with this Neptunian Pisces energy, and this is something that we keep revisiting year after year after year as Neptune is in Pisces, is looking at how we give and how we receive love, how we put energy into our passions and how it is returned to us, how we deal with romance and intimacy, and how we want others to deal with us romantically and intimately. So during these months, some of you may have been at a standstill. For you singles, you might have actually really been feeling lonely, so to speak, and wanting something new, some love, something different, and been in this space to where, you know, well, I want this, but I know that I want it like this. For you relationship people, you may be in your situations where you're like, okay, it's been like this, but this is how I want it to be. This is how I need it to be. And so there may have been some conflicts, or there may have been a little bit of a fizzle out of the fire, of the spark. But understand that that is retrograde energy, and it's just to show you, okay, this is what you need. This is what your heart, your mind, your spirit, and your body truly deserves and truly wants and truly needs. And this is what you have to put out. Again, as I say in a lot of my videos, what you put out is what you get back. So this is what you have to put out in order for all of those wishes and desires to be fulfilled in regards to your love life, in regards to your passions. And that this doesn't just have to be in romantic instances. This could be in regards to the things that you're talented in and the things that you're passionate about. If you're not putting in positive energy to these things, you're not going to get positive results or opportunities returned back to you. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind as you're moving through these motions during this retrograde period. If you got a little bit of time to reflect, kind of look back over the past few months and say, okay, this is what was happening, and that was that retrograde energy. On the shadow side, with this being Pisces, as y'all know, if you know any Pisces, when they're not operating within their light aspects, they can be really confused, a little lost in the sauce. They can be overly sensitive and emotionally impulsive, and they can have a little bit of a low attention span. So that being said, as I was just talking about being lost in the sauce with this Neptune retrograde energy, you may feel a little lost in the sauce in regards to your spirituality, in regards to your love life, in regards to the things that you're passionate about, you know. Just be mindful of not making impulsive moves based off of emotion. So I feel like for some of you, I need to say, like, if you're not feeling your job, just before you quit, have a backup plan. Don't just quit because you're like, fuck this shit, I'm over it. Like, just, you know, maybe that was for me. You know, just be mindful of those things as you make moves throughout this 5-month period. I know we're 4 months in, but, you know, reflecting correct. You still got a month. Okay. Collectively, this is an eye-opening time. So things that are just not right, things that need to be shifted spiritually, emotionally on a higher level, they're going to be coming out into the forefront for us. So for example, what I can say is we are now in impeachment territory. We should have been, but now we're collectively saying, okay, this is wrong. These actions were wrong. This is not how things are supposed to be, so let's change it. I was speaking a little bit about, you know, Neptune being in Pisces in regards to how things are as a collective. The last time Neptune was in Pisces, there was a spiritual and also a scientific figure by the name of Edgar Cayce. If you've got some time, there are like free documentaries on YouTube that you can check out that I would suggest checking out. Really brought in a lot of perspective in regards to metaphysical aspects of healing and also, you know, just spirit and other dimensions and things of that sort. But you know, that was a Neptune and Pisces time. So now we're in this space to where we've got all this new age and modern day spirituality, which sometimes irritates me because not everybody is in it for the right reasons. But you know, things are popping up like this, and people are getting more into their spirituality. People are more into finding themselves. People are more into healing. People are more into healing as a collective. And going back to what I was saying as the example, and now we're in this space to where it's impeachment time, or we're in that bubble. So it's like, you know, things that are not right, things that need to be shifted, ways that we need to heal as a collective are starting to come into play in the physical, so that we can collectively move forward and collectively ascend into, you know, newer energies and more positive spaces and places. Couldn't get it out, my goodness. Okay, I want to briefly talk a little bit about the numerology of this cosmic event. It started on a 3-day in 18 degrees. So with 18, we've got the energy of 1, manifestation, new cycles and growth and independence, and 8 is the number of cycles, karma, infinity, and exponential growth. So, and this breaking down into 9, which is endings, changes, again, ascension into new beginnings. So this Neptunian influence in regards to our, you know, our spirituality and, you know, our gifts and, you know, our talents and our passions, these things, we're just, this is a very karmic time for us, a very karmic year in regards to this retrograde energy. And it's lending this energy into shifting us from what once worked for us into what we are supposed to be into alignment, in alignment with now, okay? It's ending next month on a 5-day in 15 degrees, a lot of 5 energy there. So 1, again, with the manifestation, independence, and new beginnings, and 5, the agent of change and transformation. All of these things, all of these changes in our perspective, these changes in regards to our spirituality and our growth and our talents and our passion and our love lives and our intimacy and our romance and all of the things, all of this stuff is changing again to put us into alignment with what we're supposed to be in alignment with now. And it just so happens that during this retrograde period, we're going to be lent the energy of understanding why all of these things are happening, okay? So yeah, on a higher level, this is affecting us on a more subconscious level. Our spirituality, again, I mentioned earlier, it's an outer, it's a social planet. So these things may not really seem to take effect for you in the physical, but definitely understand that these changes will become evident for you a little bit later, probably especially after the shadow period of this retrograde. But you'll see all of these changes and these perspective shifts and all of this growth that you've you know, bought in for yourself coming into play as we get ready to go into the new year. So I think that's really dope energy. I like Neptunian energy. I like Pisces energy as well. People that have natal Neptune retrograde in their charts, you can definitely expect to be affected during this 5-month period. And people with a lot of Pisces in their chart, or a lot of Neptunian influence, or a lot of 18 or 15 degree aspects, or water or mutable, is a lot of y'all. But if you have those aspects in your chart, you can expect to see a lot of shifts happening, especially where those aspects are placed for you, okay? And that's all I wanted to tell you guys about this Neptune retrograde. I know we're a little bit further into it, but I think this video is a good tool for kind of looking back over the things that have transpired over the past few months. And yeah, I also have a retrograde series on all of the retrogrades for this year. We've got a couple still going on. We've got that Mercury retrograde in Scorpio happening too. So check out that video if you have some time. It's linked down below. And check out whatever moon video is up right now. Well, if in real time, I have the Scorpio lunar cycle videos up. So check those videos out in the tarot forecast. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.